Today we're joining a Class 185 for a cab ride to Leeds. Service is heading for Manchester Airport and started its journey in Newcastle. We join the 3-car DMU at York. The Class 185s were built at the Siemens plant in Germany for the train operating company First Transpennine Express. 51 of the units were ordered to replace the existing Class 158 and 175s, and later they replaced the Virgin Class 220 and 221s between Manchester and Glasgow, as Transpennine took over this route in December 2007. They were delivered from Germany wearing the older style First Barbie livery. These were then converted into the dynamic lines livery we see here. This was done using vinyl wraps. The livery itself is identical to that used on First Great Western's high-speed trains. The units are fitted with a Cummins QSK19 engine with a total power rating of 2,250 brake horsepower. The units have a top speed of 100 miles an hour. The 14th of March 2006 saw the first Class 185 operating passenger services, and by that December all 51 units were out in service. 2 depots were built in Manchester and York to service and stable the trains. A new fuelling point was also added at Cleethorpes. Left are the Hallgate reception sidings. A reception siding is designed to hold freight trains while they wait for a path to be set for them into the yards for marshalling. The sidings will also hold wagons awaiting departure. The system works somewhat like an office filing system and is located at the entrance to a yard. It can also be used as a waiting place for freight services.
Welcome to this First Transpennine Express service to Manchester Airport, calling at Leeds, Dewsbury, Huddersfield, Manchester Piccadilly and Manchester Airport.
Coming up on the left is an Advanced Warning Board, or AWB, which reminds drivers of an upcoming speed restriction. Though notice it has an arrow on it pointing towards the left. This means that there's an upcoming restriction, in this case 70 miles an hour, on the diverging route branching off to our left hand side. As we're routed straight ahead, this limit does not apply to us. The tracks on our left diverge off to Doncaster, Peterborough and London on the East Coast Main Line. We carry straight on ahead up the Leeds line. On the left is the up and down Normanton lines. They're used in this case as slow lines. Gale Station is located on the Normanton lines only, opened in 1839 by the York and North Midland Railway. Today the station is unstaffed and only sees 10 trains a day, 6 days a week, with no service on a Sunday. Church Fenton also opened in 1839. It was also a calling point on the old East Coast mainline route before the York to Doncaster via Selby route opened in 1871. It's also the junction for the Castleford freight line and the Pontefract Bag Hill lines, which diverge off to our left. Pontefract Bag Hill still receives a passenger service with an appalling 2 trains a day. Direct passenger services to Castleford ended in 1970, and today Church Fenton is served every 2 hours and every hour during the peak rush hours by the local operating company Northern Trains. Join the Selby and Hull lines, which appear on the right. Micklefield Station opened in 1834 by the Leeds and Selby Railway. The Church Fenton branch opened later in 1869. East Garforth opened in 1987 by the West Yorkshire Passenger Transport Executive. It's built with wooden platforms and is only around half a mile away from Garforth station itself.